Alright, so I need to talk a little bit about my first week of teaching, and that's been a little while back now. My first week of teaching was actually probably the hardest of all the time that I've been there. My first actual week of teaching, the first 3 days, my CT was out. He had the flu. I was late getting started because I had had the flu. But my CT had been out. He was out for 3 days. During that time, I worked with a substitute. The very first day, I actually taught in the library because he had called and they hadn't been able to get a sub, but they had a substitute in the library. So I taught all day in the library. It was an interesting week, to say the least. It was very interesting. That was when I learned that my classes, the two that I'm teaching, were vastly different. I had noticed some differences just in observing them, but until I was really up in front of them, I didn't know that they were quite as different as they are. My first period class is a little more difficult than the one I teach fourth block. It is, for lack of a better term, more lethargic than my fourth period class. My first period class is a U.S. history class, and they, a lot of days, don't seem to care. They really don't. But I think I'm getting through to them, because they, every once in a while, you can see a little glimmer of hope. You can see a little glimmer of interest in their eyes. So maybe I'm starting to get through to them. Fourth block is World History 2, primarily sophomores, and they are, for the most part, really interested in history, really ready to work when they get in there. Not what you'd typically expect for the last period of the day, but they typically are ready to work, ready to go. And it's, thus far, has been a really good experience. I've had some struggles along the way. I've been had some things come in late because I was out. I've had some trouble catching some things up, but I'm hoping that whether I happen to get it all finished or not after this, that I'll be able to get through it and move on.